we're launching something called prayer walking communities today in our church. And I've been really excited about this. And I have to tell you that I've had one of those most horrible weeks where I felt completely attacked and everything has gone wrong and it has been a nightmare. And on Thursday, Mark Steele, my colleague, he said, "Cath, how's your week going?" I said, "Flipping terrible, Mark." And he goes, "What's happening?" And I went through this whole list of woes. Oh, my life, it's just awful. And he said, "Hold on a minute, let's just think," which is good. He was able to step back without my emotion. And he said, "Let's just think what's happening in the church at the moment. We've got a group of 40 young people going away for the weekend, which is fantastic. And we're launching these prayer walking communities. Is it any wonder that we're facing a bit of opposition and life is difficult?" And you think, yes, obviously. The devil understands how powerful prayer is and will do all he can to scupper us. And so I want to encourage you to join us in fighting the good fight, in getting out there and praying for our community. We may be fewer in number, but we have a God who is mighty to save. We have a God who is all-powerful. We have a God who wants us to walk with him through these streets, bringing his kingdom in. And so what we've done is we've looked at Sutton Coldfield and we have split it up into lots of different areas that we are going to call communities. And we want to encourage you to get involved in a community and to join us in prayer walking. When I shared this morning, someone sent me an email afterwards and had a sense of God speaking. I just want to read you what they said. They said, "There's something in all this that you're doing as a church that is dangerous. I've been unsettled this week and really felt alert to spiritual attack and yet couldn't properly engage this morning in church. I was stirred too much to speak out." And then you talked about these prayer teams and it was like, yes, God. And at the same time, be local, pray where you live. Don't move out too far to other areas. Pray for your neighborhood. And she goes on, "This is what I was drawn to." This is from Isaiah 58. "Your people will rebuild the ancient ruins and will raise up the age-old foundations. You will be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings." It's serious stuff, prayer, not to be taken lightly, not to be done just for the sake of it. Yet because the Lord is ready to move, as people stand up and realize there is a cost to prayer, it's freedom for others and commitment to knowing all things are possible when we arise and act. God's on the move. Always has been, to be honest. We just need to listen to him. God is on the move. Aslan is on the move, as they would say. And we're excited. We want to partner with him. We want to be part of that. So I want to invite you to be part of a prayer walking community. Now, in every area, every community, there'll be a leader or two. And they will arrange for there to be one official prayer walk in your area each month. But alongside that, there will be a WhatsApp group. And the WhatsApp group is for people to say, "Do you know what? I've got a spare half hour tomorrow. Anyone else free? Anybody want to just come and prayer walk with me?" Just on a really ad hoc basis that, yeah, okay, I can do that. Fantastic. Let's go and pray together. Or it may be that there are needs in the area that somebody knows about and that you're able to share. There's been a burglary in my street this week, or there's been an accident, or whatever it might be. But it is just going to be specifically to help us to pray. And also, the groups will meet together once a term for a social, where we can get to know each other, where we know I'm not the only Christian in this area, but there are others who will spur me on, who will encourage me, and who will pray with me. So currently, we now have 8 prayer walking communities. We started off with 7 this morning. We now have 8. It is growing. So we have Central Sutton Coldfield, led by Kate Sturgis and Sharon Newey. We have Boldmere. I love this picture of Vanessa, led by Vanessa Henderson. Four Oaks North. Now, Four Oaks is massive. So what we tried to do was to divide it into north and south. And so you know where Mere Green is? You know the island where you've got the Italian restaurant and the shops? Anything north of that is Four Oaks North, and anything south of it is Four Oaks South. Yeah, it's not making much sense. We'll get there. We'll work this out. So Four Oaks North is Mike and Zoe Lisser. Oh, Four Oaks South is Liz and Bobby, love it, Liz and Bobby Watson. But then Howell and Janet said, well, we're kind of in Four Oaks, but we're not. We're in, it's called Rugeley, but it's spelled roughly. I don't understand that, but that's how it is. They're kind of like Rugeley/Harvestfields estate, so they're starting up a prayer walking community there. They grabbed some other people this morning, and they've all said, yes, we're going to go for it. Fantastic. So if there's an area that we don't cover, and that you think, yes, I want to do that, do talk to me. We'll get you up on the screen with a lovely picture, and we will share that with others. Falcon Lodge, we have Dave and Denise Taylor, which is brilliant. Val Inchley is on her bike around Warmley. And again, Warmley is massive, so it might be that we divide Warmley into a couple of zones. Val can't cover it all on her bike. And then we are currently just talking to a couple of people in Wild Green, and that will be off the ground in a week or so. So we have all of these communities, and I want to invite you to go on our website or use the QR code. There'll be more details about this in next week's email about how you can join up and be part of one. Sheila, if you and the band want to come and join me, just as I'm finishing up. There's a guy that said this: you are a missionary to the little corner of the world that awaits its own arrival. Someone once described a missionary not as somebody who goes overseas, but as somebody who sees the cross. I love that. Who understands the death of Jesus and his resurrection in their life, and the impact that that can have in the lives of those around. I want to be part of seeing Sutton Coldfield welcoming the kingdom of God. I want to be part of the under 65s and the over 65s knowing Jesus. Part of the way that we do that is to pray. It is to pray for this place's prosperity. It's to pray for a move of the kingdom. And sometimes we need the motivation and the encouragement of others. Would you partner with us and be part of one of our prayer walking communities? Would you commit to praying once a month with other people, walking the streets, bringing the kingdom of God in? Your leaders will give you lots of ideas and tips on how to prayer walk and what that means. It's just very simple, going out, being Jesus on the streets. It's not about approaching everybody that you meet and telling them that they're going to hell. It's far more subtle and simple, yet powerful and effective. I want to invite you to partner with us in that.